Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily and today we're doing a first sentence challenge video. Essentially, if you haven't seen my TBR game, I'll try to leave it linked down below, but one of my challenge picks was a first sentence, and what I'm going to do is pick 5 or 6 books and read the first sentence, and whichever one I choose, I will be also reading in this video, so it's essentially like a vlog for that book. Hopefully everything turns out okay and you guys see this video because I told you you would see this video. So if you're seeing this video, great. Good job, Emily. But anyway, I have so many book clubs that I want to participate in this month. It is unlikely that I will get to all of them, but all the books that I was not able to put on my TBR were a lot of those book club books. So there are 6, I believe. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 that I was not able to put on there, so I'm going to read the first sentence and see which one of these ones will also make it on to my TBR. So I'm going to tell you what the books are, and then we'll just get right into it. So the first book I want to talk about is The Wolf of Oroñaro, and this is part of Hannah Blackwell's book club. The next one is Wonderland, and this is part of Gabby's Book Troop book club. Next I have From Blood and Ash, which I think Hannah Blackwell is doing a read-along with this one, so that is on here. Then I have Red Rising from Stephanie Bookish. She is doing a read-along with this series. I have Frozen Charlotte, which Katrina is also reading for a book club she's a part of. And then finally, The Eye of the World, which Sandra, who is hosting a book club or like a read-along to read the entire series by Robert Jordan. So those are the 6 that I'm going to be using the first sentences for, and we're going to start off with Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Again, this is a read-along that Stephanie Bookish is doing. So we're going to read the first sentence of the first chapter. So the first sentence is, "The first thing you should know about me is I am my father's son." I mean, that's a solid start, solid first sentence, but I'm not sure if it will beat a lot of these, so we'll set that one aside. Next, we're going to do Frozen Charlotte, which is by Alex Bell. And this one is a book that Katrina is reading for a book club she's a part of. So let's read the first sentence. This is, I think, like a prologue, so we'll just read the first sentence of it and hopefully it works. "The girls were playing with the Frozen Charlotte dolls again." So if I didn't already know about this story, I know that there's some creepy dolls in it, so this one's kind of more intriguing than Red Rising, so this one has bumped Red Rising off the list, if you couldn't tell. Okay. I guess we'll go for The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. This one is Sandra's, she's doing like a read-along with this, so we'll just call it a read-along, but she's doing this with a bunch of other ones. The first thing it says is earlier, so we'll just read that one. "This far below Emmons Field, halfway to the waterwood, trees line the banks of the wine spring water." So this one has been the least intriguing sentence. I'm not surprised, honestly, so, I mean, there's not much I can go off of on there. It's just kind of setting up, like, the world or like the setting or whatever. So this one is definitely not topping Frozen Charlotte. Next we'll do The Wolf of Oroñaro by K.S. Veloso, and this is Hannah Blackwell's book club book pick. So we're gonna read the first sentence. "They called me the bitch queen, the she-wolf, because I murdered a man and exiled my king the night before they crowned me." So if you haven't already could tell, you know, this one's definitely first place. I know that they call her the bitch queen. I think that's what the series title is, but because she murdered a man and exiled her king the night before they crowned me. That just sounds so intriguing. I need to know. I need to know what that's all about. So that one's definitely on top right now. I guess we'll do From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Okay, we're on the first chapter. The first sentence says, "They found Finley this eve just outside the Blood Forest, dead." Ooh. It's hard because I know what all these books are about. So I'm like, is this one better than The Wolf of Overknarl? Oh, this is hard. I don't think it is. I think The Wolf of Overknarl is still in the lead, but this one is a close second. Oh, is it? Yeah, I think so. Right now, I think it's gonna go The Wolf of Overknarl, From Blood and Ash, and was it Frozen Charlotte? Oh, and that one was a read-along that Hannah Blackwell is doing. And the final one is Wonderland by Jennifer Hillier, and this is Gabby's book club pick. And it looks like we have like this letter. You can't even see it, but it's like a letter or an email. So I'm just gonna read like the first sentence that we get for this. So it says, "Dear Wonder Worker, welcome to Wonderland. We are most pleased to have you on board with us this summer." I don't know. Should I go off that one? Let's go with, I'm gonna read the first sentence of chapter 1, because that one, I don't know if I feel comfortable with using that as the first sentence. So, the sky was just beginning to change from night to day as Blake Dozer snuck into Wonderland. This one does not beat out the first 3. I think if I had to put these in order, I would say The Wolf of Overknarl, From Blood and Ash, Frozen Charlotte, Red Rising, then this one, and then The Eye of the World. So I really, really want to read Wonderland though, because it sounds so good. But I think I'm going to have to go with The Wolf of Overknarl. So let me pull it back up on my Kindle, and I will read the synopsis to you. So it says, born under the crumbling towers of her kingdom, Queen Talion was the shining jewel and legacy of the bloody War of the Wolves. It nearly tore her nation apart, but her arranged marriage to the son of a rival clan heralds peace. However, he suddenly disappears before their reign can begin, and the kingdom is fractured beyond repair. Years later, he sends a mysterious invitation to meet. Talion journeys across the sea in hopes of reconciling their past. An assassination attempt quickly dashes those dreams. Stranded in a land she doesn't know, with no idea whom she can trust, Talion will have to embrace her namesake. A Wolf of Overknarl is not tamed. So this sounds really good. I do have a lot of adult epic fantasy books on my TBR, which I'm already struggling with. If you have seen my TBR, you understand. So adding another one on here is going to be rough, but this one sounds so good. That first sentence really pulled me in, and I hear a lot of great things about this series. So I'm really excited to start reading The Wolf of Overknarl by K.S. Veloso. So wish me luck, and I will see you guys in just a sec to let you know my thoughts once I start this book. So it's been a while since I first started this video. So on the 23rd, I started reading The Wolf of Overknarl. I got 34% in, and I haven't read anymore because I wanted to do this like update check-in with you guys before I continued on, because I don't want to give away any spoilers for this book. I don't know if I'll do this update and then let you guys know at the end of the book my thoughts or what. I guess I'll decide the further in the book I get, but I wrote notes down here so I wouldn't forget, so I'm going to read kind of my version of the, not the synopsis, but like what happens within like the first few chapters. So this book follows the POV of Talion, who is the queen, and at the beginning of the book, she has killed someone and was walked away from by her husband the night they were supposed to be crowned. And Talion and her husband's marriage was supposed to kind of keep a peace between their people, but when he left, it fractured things. So 5 years go by, and she's struggling to kind of keep this semblance of peace between the people, while also worrying about her young son, who is also left behind by her husband, and who is constantly asking, like, when is he coming back? Is he coming back? You know, he's constantly asking about his father, which is sad itself, but it's also frustrating for her because, you know, he left them. It wasn't her, it was he left them. She constantly has these warlords butting heads with each other and getting in her ear and trying to figure out like what to do, but in the end she just knows she needs to figure things out herself, and this opportunity arises when she receives a letter in the mail from her husband wanting to meet up and discuss things. Ultimately, they all weigh the pros and cons, especially her, and I think her advisor or whatever, someone close to her, and she decides to go meet with him. And as you would expect, things don't go exactly to plan. She arrives in this new town she knows nothing about, and with these people who do not like her people. And so, you know, one thing after another keeps happening to her, and that's essentially the gist of where I read up to. So I'm going to go into a little bit about her character. So Talion as a character has been a complete contradiction from what you get based on the blurb and like things I know about this book beforehand. She's supposed to be this badass woman who's a queen, a bitch queen, and as far as I've read so far, you only really get that when she's talking to her husband. Otherwise, she's constantly needing help, essentially like a damsel so far. Like, she's run into one problem after another, and she's constantly needing to be saved. Another character I'd like to talk about is a side character. His name is Kyne, and he's a con artist and thief. And he kind of runs into Talion on an off chance, and he kind of helps her because she helps him. And I really like his character. I wasn't sure how I felt about this book, but then when we saw his character, I was immediately intrigued. Like, I just needed to know more. And I also find myself more invested when he's around. The world building is okay. I feel like it's a little confusing as to what's going on. We haven't gotten a whole lot yet. So there's that. You can definitely tell the difference between the place she's at now and her kingdom. The place she's at now seems a little better off kind of than hers, but I don't know. On one hand, it seems better off, but on the other hand, it doesn't. So I guess take that as you will. Again, it's a little confusing. As for her husband, we did get to the meeting eventually, and I don't know, he is just so frustrating, and it just like baffles my mind of why she still wants to be with him. Like, I do not like him. I don't like him as a character, and it kind of just makes me frustrated that is the plot we're working towards, her trying to figure things out with him. So that's kind of hindering my enjoyment a little bit. The plot, it doesn't feel strong yet. So far it's just been Talion trying to get her husband back, and that's pretty much been it, and trying to like survive this place she's at. So like I said, the story overall has just been okay. I'm not 100% invested into it or the characters, although Kyne I really enjoy. So when Talion's interacting with Kyne, I like that dynamic, but when she's interacting with anyone else, I could just care less. So if I had to rate this book right now, I would either give it like a very high 2-star or a low 3-star. Maybe 2 stars too low. So maybe we'll say about a 3-star right now, which is not a bad book, but it's also not one that I'm like super invested in, which is why I have not done this update yet, because I haven't felt the need to want to keep picking it up. So I'm hoping that like I can read, like I read a third of it on Monday. I'd like to read a third of it again and then finish the book off. And again, I don't know if I'll let you guys know my thoughts 2/3 into the book or not. It might just be at the end if I finish this book. I have all 3 of the books, so it's a little upsetting that I'm not really enjoying this first book as of right now yet. But that could change. I'm gonna keep going, and hopefully my thoughts and opinions on this will change. But other than that, that was all I had to say for this little update. So I'll check in with you guys after I've gotten either more into the book or finished it. It's the 31st, and I finally finished The Wolf of Oroñoro. It's taken me a while. There were days that I didn't read anything. I was just kind of getting into a slump, so it is what it is, but I am back from that slump, and I have to say that in the end, I really enjoyed this book. At the beginning, I was a little put off by a few things that I mentioned earlier. I really can't get into what made me change my mind about it because it would be spoilery, but the characters do grow on me more. I still hate the one character. The plot showed up more. I could see more of it starting to grow at the end, although I feel like it took a while for it to show itself. I don't really know how to talk about this book other than to say that I gave it 4 stars. I would say it's like a medium 4 stars. It wasn't quite up there close to a 5-star, but it wasn't close to a 3 either, so it's just in between. I really enjoyed the end of this book, and I really, really want to pick up the next book. After everything that happened at the end, I need to know what happens next, but I am going to wait till I can get the audiobook, which is going to be a little bit, so unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to just jump right back into it. I mean, I could, because I have all the books, but I really want to listen to them because I really enjoy the audiobook narration for the series so far. So I'm just happy that I ended up enjoying this in the long run because this did win the first sentence challenge. I really enjoyed doing this. I wasn't sure how I was going to do this video because I'm not very good at reviews sometimes, but I think that I enjoyed just doing a video like this with just one book. If the prompt comes back up again, I will probably do this video again. So I know that my updates for this book were short, but I think for the most part I gave everything I needed to in the first update, and then I let you guys know my thoughts after I finished it. Obviously can't tell you too much more, just that it was a 4-star, really enjoyed it in the end, and I really want to continue. I hope you liked this video. Like it down below if you did. Comment letting me know if you'd like to see another one of these videos from me, and if you've read this book and what your thoughts on it are. And subscribe if you want to. I'd greatly appreciate it. And until my next video, I will see you guys again soon. Bye!